Namaste, Jai Bharat. In most of the YouTube videos we see from Pakistan, quite a few things are common in all of them. First of all, they do this kind of comparison between Bharat and Pakistan. They say this is a situation in Pakistan and this is a situation in Bharat. Pakistan is like this, Bharat has become like this. Now they keep comparing, and after comparing, they try to find out why is Pakistan so. It's obvious there is no dispute even in their mind that Pakistan is far, far, far behind. Though some nitwits keep saying that we have this, we have that. No, they don't have anything, and they don't really realize they don't have anything. But they keep comparing, and they go on speaking about what's the problem. They try to understand. Until date, I've seen many, many, many such clips because for most people of Bharat, the Pakistani such YouTubers, such videos are very entertaining because the kind of explanation they come out with is quite interesting, fascinating, and of course their fantasy, their speculations. Now, mostly people say that they put the blame on their rulers, they put the blame on their administrators, and they put the blame on their politicians, and they say that these people are corrupt and there's no one perfect, etc. And more interestingly, they say it's all because of either America or England. UK and US, they are intervening because they say America do not want Bharat and Pakistan to have friendly relations. Now this is a kind of syndrome that some people think they keep themselves in the middle of the cosmos and look at the cosmos as they being in the center and assume that kind of importance that they're very important. And this is the kind of attitude you find in the Pakistani expressions implied in them. Maybe not really explicitly, but then they have this implied thought that they are very important and they are very significant. As a matter of fact, hardly anyone is important and significant in that sense of the term. But there are some people who are relatively more important, relatively more significant in the world, the more nations. There are some nations who are more important. But in the real sense, no one is important on a permanent universe. So this is the kind of videos that we come across. They blame others, they blame this. Fundamental thing they don't address because they can't address that. They should address their version of Islam. That's a problem. Now let me see. The Pakistani people are fundamentally, basically, people of Bharat, who had gone only a few years before. See, some 70 plus years or near 80 years is not a real long period. But then, those who are now in the limelight there are born in this society which had been modified and patterned. Now, they lack two concepts in their entire society. That has to be taken very seriously with the unbiased understanding is called for here to understand things. They don't have two things. They are never trained in two things. Number one is karma and number two is dharma. Now instantly when I say dharma, people wrongly translate dharma into religion, but that's not the case. I'm not speaking of religion, though all Bharatiya so-called religions are termed dharma because they're entirely different from a concept of religion, which is a different question altogether, which calls for a longer understanding and longer discussions to understand. So one thing, dharma is a general principle. What is it? Dharma could roughly be translated into English as an omnivocal of righteousness. Being righteousness, you don't need a concept of God to make that operative. And if for all Bharatiya understanding, you don't need a concept of God to make it operative. What we need is a kind of sense, understanding, sensibility, and all those things. And the Sanskriti, which of course is far flung. The Sanskriti that what's operational in Bharat is far flung from what's there. I don't know what they must have acquired in these years of staying away from Bharat, getting cut off and remaining aloof from Bharat. The same thing happened in Bangladesh also, though it's much nearer in 71 only. So these two concepts are missing. Dharma is a regulating mechanism. Whatever may be the ingredients in it, you should sit through several classes to understand that dharma is a concept which has many ingredients, which actually is a regulating mechanism within you. It's a regulating mechanism within you, and that regulates you into humanness, being human existence, into all kinds of righteousness. You see, when you feel from within that this I can't do, I won't do it is not appropriate, that operating force is dharma. This it's inappropriate. I would not be able to do it. I will not do it. Simple. And that force is coming from within, not from without, from the operations of a religious authority or a religious agent. And that's the whole problem with Pakistan. They have good custodians of religion running around them, who assumes authority and who talk to them all nonsense. They dictate authorities. They dictate things to them as authorities of religion, and which oftentimes is not appropriate. So this thing should come from within. That is that this is inappropriate. That thing should come from within. Now, when a person who's in an authority, he is tempted to be corrupt, then at some point in Bharatiya society, at some point this thought enters into his mind that it is inappropriate, which might not stop him from being corrupt, which might not stop him from being doing wrong things, but which would at least do a great regulation to actually restrict him from haphazardly becoming adharmic or haphazardly being inappropriate, haphazardly stopping him from doing this haphazard inappropriateness. Now that is the force of dharma, and it doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from outside at all. It doesn't come from any authority. It doesn't come from any force. That is a self-generated force from within. That you yourself will inadvertently do the right thing. You yourselves will inadvertently go against something which is inappropriate. Now this is okay. This is how dharma is to operate. More than this, it's difficult for one to explain. And then the second question is karma. Karma could be here at this point be associated with dharma, because as you do, so you reap. As you sow, so you reap. That is, your karma will bounce back. You do right things, appropriate things, you will receive appropriate things. You do wrong things, inappropriate things, it will bounce back on you. It will bring inappropriateness to you. Unpleasantness in life, and miseries in life, and sufferings in life, and all kinds of things you can assume, you can think about. Now these two things are missing. These two things are missing totally from a Pakistani society. Now, here what happens is, now I bring to religion. They have thought, they have this understanding, still they have this understanding that you hear them talking, every time you find them speaking that hum Musalman hai. So which implies and which suggests that, or the expression that hum Musalman hai is suggestive that by virtue of being a Muslim everything is fine. This suggestion comes, and this suggestive expression is based on their inner conviction. And then what happens is they do nothing towards righteousness. That is sufficient. That alone is sufficient. And some other state rule is not in Pakistan, outside Pakistan thing, that let America bomb, let America do anything. Our God is with us to protect, and they will have a lot of narratives to quote from some of the texts. Now, this is an attitude. For Pakistan, they are basically Hindus, fundamentally Hindus, once separated, and this is a difference. Once separated, and they live, and now they have no access to the Hindu value system, the Hindu concepts of dharma, and the Hindu concepts of karma, etc., which is regulatory. And this precisely is the difference between Muslims of Bharat and Muslims of Pakistan. That's why I say the Muslims of Pakistan are Iqbalian version of Muslims. Iqbal himself was different. In understands very different, but which these people don't understand. The way they have understood, or the way they have brought implications of Iqbalian Islam has changed everything for them. This for the people living in Bharat, the Muslims of Bharat, have this sense built into Sanskriti. Now this is all important, which is Sanskriti, because irrespective of your way of faith system, let me not call it as religion, irrespective, because that will confuse. Irrespective of a system of faith, irrespective of your ritualistic existence, the Sanskriti remains one and the same in Bharat throughout the length and breadth of this vast land. And the Sanskriti gives you all kinds of inputs of sanskara, and these inputs include dharma essentially. But it's not the case that just because someone is a Muslim, he doesn't have dharma, he has dharma. As all Hindus have. The Sanskriti remains same. It's only a different in faith system. So that makes the Bharatiya Muslims much different from the Muslims of Pakistan. Now, there could be many among us in Bharat, Muslims, who are, for some reasons or the other, some or the other reasons, they're under the influence of the Pakistani kind of understanding of Sanskriti or society, religion, etc. But they're very, very few. That is some case in Kashmir you find. People, there are some, very few actually, very few, who are under the influence for some time, and then to maintain this influence, they pay money to the youngsters. Madrasa becomes an instrument here. The youngsters to go and pelt stones at army once upon a time. Now that's not the case. That's not the case anymore. And that is how they work. Apart from these very minority people who did not, who had not registered the Bharatiya Sanskriti within them, most people, or in general one can say, that the people of Bharat, irrespective of their faith system, be it Islam, be it Christian, be it Hindu, and our other dharmas like Jain, both of course they all have this imbibed into their knowledge system. They have the same sanskara, the same Sanskriti, which is national Sanskriti, and this precisely is what uniting Bharat as one unit. It's a Sanskriti that unites us as one unit, not really religion, or not simply religion. Religion, if you take it, is very reductionistic kind of understanding of Bharat. So this is what is missing from Pakistan. They don't have this Bharatiya Sanskriti. Therefore, they don't have an operative dharma within them. They don't have an operating dharma within them. And then, of course, they don't have the concept of karma. Karma is, of course, it's a kind of force. It's a kind of catalyst which enables you to be dharmic, and which deters from you from being a dharmic. Now, these things they don't have. No, visibly what we see in Pakistani society is, one example only I'll take, the kind of indiscipline they have. The kind of indiscipline they have. Number one, littering things here and there. I just saw a few hours back a video of a sheikh, Dubai sheikh, who speaks good Hindi. Of course, they would call it as Urdu. It's not Urdu, it's Hindi for us. The sheikh says that, why don't you put your waste in the appropriate box which is kept on the roadside wherever it is. You smoke cigarettes, why do you throw the butt away? You take a cup of tea, and why do you throw it? And this is precisely addressing Pakistanis. He is taking the name of Pakistanis and saying that, why are you, he did not say that indiscipline, why are you so indisciplined? He is saying that you throw things here and there, but that makes he says, in your house you don't do it. Dubai is our house, and why do you make our house dirty? Now, this must be in connection, because I haven't seen the entire video. I have seen only some portion of it. This is a lengthy one. He probably must be talking in context of the Arabs, especially UAE, I suppose, refusing visas, work visas to all Pakistanis in all the Emirates, because that's indiscipline. You just throw things here and there. You don't contain yourselves. You don't control yourselves. You do anything when there's no one watching you. Now that's important. Morality is not lack of opportunity, and real morality should not be lack of opportunities. When no one is seeing you is the time that you have to see yourselves. And that is what Dharma makes you do it, not simply teaches, makes you do it. So he was just telling about people throwing here and there things, which is unfortunate. And then some other clip I have seen some time back, not yesterday, day before, but maybe 2-3 days before. The Pakistan International Airlines (PIA's) flights and the way they behave in the airport. And the narrator was telling that normally airports are the most disciplined places in the world. It's actually correct. Airports and railway stations also, or public places, are very disciplined. The airport is most disciplined. And they show some airport, I don't want to say which airport in Pakistan. Some airports say that people are just absolutely disciplined. A lot of people come to see of someone who is going abroad, just to see airport, and then they play with the trolleys. Children will use trolleys as to sit on it, and other person moving, all these things. And then inside they are kept in discipline. In the lounge, indiscipline. Once you're checked in the airport, then a lot of things they have shown visuals. I need not to say. One can imagine what will happen if people are indisciplined in the airport. Normally, people sit very quietly in the airport. People don't even talk also one another. There are smoke rooms. If you go there, you will find some people talking there in the smoke room. Otherwise, normally no one talks. They are just concerned with their own business in their own world, and they're just of their own. But some visuals from the Pakistani airports is really unbelievable. So it's all because of the absence of dharma and the absence of a connected concept, karma. And this is absent because they don't live in a Hindu society. There's no harm. They could continue to live in a Hindu society as Muslims much better than what they live in their country. The Muslims of Bharat are much more comfortable and meaningfully living with the Hindus than in an exclusive Islamic state of Pakistan. Please note this point. This cannot be redeemed now. At once you cannot redeem it. Even if you have to redeem it, it's not possible for us to take you back, because you're going to pollute the whole society, what we have built up all these years. It will take time. I don't know how to redeem you from, but if you have not gone away from Bharat, you would have been like the Muslims who live in Bharat. You would not have had any problem anywhere. So look at this, going abroad you create problems. All kinds of things, which you understand much better than me, because you're more knowledgeable about such things than me. So this fundamental thing is you're getting separated from Bharatiya Sanskriti. Pakistan is I'm talking about, and also Bangladesh is obviously getting separated from Bharatiya Sanskriti or Bharatiya knowledge tradition indirectly, had alienated you from your own selves of the dharmic existence of human being. We have had that knowledge for we don't know how long. Very long ago we had established this. Now you yourself got alienated. You think that religion is everything. We don't think that religion is anything in that sense. That's what I said. Your faith system is your faith system. We have no problem, because we already have multiple faith system in our knowledge tradition. So one more faith system don't really make any difference to us. So we have nothing against any of the faith systems and rituals. We ourselves, within the Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma itself, we have multiple faith systems. We have multiple ritual systems. So for us it's nothing. We have a core philosophy of, say, dharma. Here I'll again use the word dharma, which you should also be having. And if you had that, you would not have all these problems. And that precisely is a problem. No matter how you discuss, no matter how you contemplate, no matter how you speculate, you will never get a solution. You don't even understand the situation. How? Leave alone getting it solved or even redeemed. It's not possible at this situation. I wonder how, and I don't know how this can be repaired. We meet again with some other thought. Till then, namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.